I want to do this. This is a little old, but I think we missed it. We didn't talk about it on the show, at least. But this one kind of fits into the governor general role as well, and people saying it's all ceremonial and blah blah blah. But let's jump onto this order in council, which is because let's remember we're on like day what 95 or something like that of no parliament, so no representation in Ottawa right now. We just have we're just running rimshot with a dictatorship or whatever we're gonna call it, but seems to be a bit of a mess. And the one thing I thought for sure is you can get away with this and that. I thought there was no taxation without representation in Canada, which is why they had to roll back that one tax they wanted to do. I forget what it was. Oh, there was the capital gains one because it never got voted on in the House of Commons. So let's take a look at this. This is an order in council from April 1st. And unfortunately, it's not an April Fool's joke. So it says, whereas the president of the Treasury Board reports that there is no appropriation for the payment of the sums mentioned in the schedule, amounting to the aggregate of $40,343,209,650. The appropriate ministers have resorted that the payment of these sums is urgently required for the public good.
What? Whoa! I'm already confused. 40,000 million.
$40 billion they need. They just need the money. They can't like do it legally, or they can't do it democratically. As undemocratic as our system is, we still are supposed to have at least some.
What do they need it for?
Well, let's find out. We'll get to that. Okay. And whereas Parliament is not in session and there is no other appropriation under which the payment of these sums may be made, therefore, Her Excellency, the Governor General and Council, on the recommendation of the President of the Treasury Board, under subsection 30.1 of the Financial Administration Act, directs the preparation of a special warrant to be signed by the Governor General, authorizing payment effective April 1st, 2025, for the sums mentioned in the schedule, amounting to the aggregate of said above 40 billion plus, to be made out of the Consolidated Revenue Fund. And we have the same thing again in French, and here's where the money's going. So,
okay.
So the one that you're going to see stick out right away is the CBC gets 178 million. So the Canadian Broadcasting Center, 178 million dollars. Administrative Tribunal, 17 million. Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, 50 million. Atomic Energy of Canada, 243 million. CBSA, 338 million. Council for Arts, 45 million.
Whoa. Go to the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corp, 778 million. What is that?
I have to assume that's for defaulted mortgages.
I don't know if that is what it is. I mean,
what else would it be? Because
that's a lot for that.
Yeah, well, we're insured. The taxpayer has insured all these mortgages through the CMHA or whatever it is, you know. The Canada Revenue Agency, 660 million. We'll just do the big ones, right? The CBC, 178, 242 for the Canada Institute of Health Research, 88 for the Canada Food Inspection Agency, 127 for CSIS, 104 for the Space Agency.
We have a space agency?
Do we need to worry about space right now?
NASA?
377 million for the Correctional Services of Canada. I mean, I am sort of concerned about that. Ooh, here we go. The Indians. Crown of Indigenous Relations and Northern Affairs, $6.7 billion.
Whoa. Hang on. You got to go up one.
Department
okay, hang on. You got to go up another one because the Canadian Heritage one was part of one of our other clips where they fund a lot of that nefarious stuff, right? So that's 238 million for them, and 800. What was that other one? 840 for Department of Citizenship and Immigration.
Yeah, and then 6.7 billion for Indians. Department of Employment and Social Development, 1.7 billion. Department of Health, 3.3 billion. Department of Defense, 4.5 billion. Department of Public Works, 1.1 billion.
Hang on. There's another Indigenous services in there. So there's two Indigenous ones.
Ooh, another 6 billion.
Both over 6 billion. So I wonder what the difference between Department of Indigenous Services and the other one is called. Scroll up. The Department of
Indigenous Relations.
Crown Indigenous Relations. Is that all the payback? to the bands for the.
It's trying to buy some votes. Good timing to get some votes. 246 million for Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council.
Oh, hey, look, how much does the Northern Pipeline Agency get out of all this?
Northern Pipeline Agency, 25 grand. Parks Canada, 142 million. Public Health, 361. RCMP, 917 million. I mean, some of this is probably pretty legit, you know, like the RCMP stuff, I'm assuming is like the payroll for the police and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Kind of at that point. The point is this should be the catalyst to reinstate the government. Now, I guess now that we're in an election, all bets, you can't really do that. So it's just a total shit show. And another 1.1 billion for the Treasury Board
Secretariat, which is probably like interest or something, maybe.
Interest is not on here, but that should be in here somewhere because they're paying like 50 billion a year in interest now. So they just, quickly came up with $40 billion out of the blue, if you can believe it, through an order in council, which was not voted on by your.
So that's not like you're not showing the budget. You're just breaking down like what that 40 billion is for.
This is just the latest 40 billion that they just had to release.